Oh shit. Yo. Can go from some of the hardest battle shonen action to most perverted storytelling to then casually most emotionally heart-wrenching storytelling all in one episode. Ain't no one do it like Hell's Paradise, huh? Normally, I'm not one for the blood bodies, but they are actually kind of cooking with that. I ain't gonna lie. That might have awoke something in me. I'm starting to understand the appeal to vampires now. If the solution to immortality gets found because one of our characters got laid, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. I think you just gotta get laid and hope for the best afterwards. See, that could be considered an innuendo if you really think about it. It's massive. It's amazing. The VA too. The VA's gonna make me cry. Just move on. Just kill him already. How do we go from this like beautiful father-daughter story to just moments prior, I'm not gonna be the bottom? One-way ticket. I refuse to apologize. I'm sold. Bro could have been looking like his other form. I'm sold on this island. You know what? Freaky ass island. They got some questionable behavior with what they talked about with those children. Just send me on the other side of the island. I don't want to be caught up in no Epstein bullshit, but you know what? If freaky no jitsu is the key to immortality, my stallion stamina knows no bounds. You know what to do. Patreon full live reactions and exclusives live over there, but make sure you drop a like, show your support, subscribe if you're new around here. Oh boy! Hell's Paradise be cooking this week. More than me into that chair, Jesus. The thing that fascinates me about this show is the way it blends 3 different styles of show in one, but neither one of those styles actually gets overshadowed by the other. On one half, you have like the actual insane battle shonen level action, which is amazing. It's well thought out. It's just engaging. The other third of the show is this freaky ass story of immortality and sexuality, which is honestly really thought provoking and in ways actually kind of reminds me of Sonda. Just rather than going more wholesome-ish with it like Sonda did, this just goes full balls to the walls like, we gonna bone, and we're gonna show you the freaky-ass ways we merge our DNAs. And then on the other third of it, it's this like emotional storytelling of loss and grief and, you know, how you overcome that. And all 3 sections of those stories are really engaging. Now, depending on the type of person you are, maybe only certain sections of the show are entertaining, but as someone who likes all 3 versions of this series, it just is fucking awesome. Like, what do you mean you're gonna go from having a scene where bro is actually talking about how if this is gonna happen, I'm not gonna be on the bottom, I'm going to be on the top, only to minutes later transition into this emotional goodbye where Groot has to say goodbye to his daughter. They're both contemplating like whether or not this was a real father-daughter dynamic, and by the end, said father says, you know what, maybe at first I looked at you as you were very similar to that of my daughter that I lost, but I quickly learned to love you as your own person. And she says, you know what, you were my father, goodbye. Because essentially, if he did nothing here, she was gonna die. Bro's like, listen, I'm gonna become a tree anyway in the not so distant future. And even if bro had 500 years left to live, I'm pretty sure he would have done the same thing. Things aren't going good for her. She's becoming a tree, basically. The rapid growth with her Tao and everything, it honestly does remind me of Sonda. Anyone who watched that show, there was a mechanic in that series. The whole show is based around adolescence, puberty, and growing up. And if you change from a kid to an adult too quickly, it kind of just kills you. And honestly, it does kind of remind me with Mei here in terms of her going from her young self to this seemingly too quickly. And the sacrifice they made, I have to say, am I the only one who thinks this might be one of the strongest death performances in recent voice acting history? That did not sound like someone performing a line. Like, even the most emotional voice acting, like, I don't want to die, you're like, damn, that's really good. I actually felt like I was listening to a family member cry that they were dying, but they were happy to do so. That hit me in a way I was not expecting. And like I said, the fact that this has just as much weight as it does after coming off of Freaky no Jitsu is masterclass in storytelling. The thing about this series is that there's a lot of really interesting stories at play, but I'd probably argue Bro has the most interesting one active. He's an anomaly, and he might be the solution to figuring out how to finish the Elixir of Life, because we now have confirmation it does actually exist, it's just unfinished. There's a missing piece, right? And that's why, you know, these creatures are kind of alive for so long, but like they're not truly immortal. And the reason that this man's DNA was able to hang on to the human portion despite being merged with those flowers. We already have established well before this episode that when they get freaky, they get real freaky, but also their DNA and the way it merges. I think this was not only the right call for his own survivability, because he wasn't going to be able to defeat them and run away. Unfortunately, I do think this could end up speed running the apocalypse. Not sure where we're going with that, but quite interesting. I also love that Gabby Maru section of the story is like, hey guys, I need to like train so you can all try to kill me. Bro is like one with the force right now. Like, that's the best way to put it. There's men with muscles that should be able to withstand a rocket hitting them. And he's able to, like, the best way I felt like it could be understood is he was almost like going underneath the armor. Like, he was doing the most basic, here, and they were feeling it, like he ruptured ribs. It was such a cool scene in terms of action, and I thought the visual styles of everything here was just so good. Like, I mean, whatever they did artistically for this scene is just so fucking cool. Like, seriously, watch. Like, he barely touches him, and boom, bitch! Fucking sick. My boy, after regaining his memories, I feel like has reached a new spiritual existence, and I'm really excited to see what they do. The thing about this show is I do think on paper it shouldn't work. I feel like because of the action-oriented nature of this show, most authors probably don't know what to do when it comes to the spirituality and sexuality of this show, but I honestly think they've really nailed it. And very similar to Sonda, a type of story that would normally fail if another author handled it is excelling in more ways than one beyond just surface-level monkey brain sexual, observations. The May stuff was the highlight for sure, just because it was such an emotional death and goodbye. But I can't deny finally understanding more about the Elixr of Life really has my mind racing. But yeah, you know what? Sign me up to the island. I'll go investigate for the research purposes. I'll get back to you guys, see what happens. I do totally expect the original founder is just going to be chilling like as some vegetable down in a cave somewhere. But you know what? We'll see what happens. Just so fucking sad, man. Like, that's tragic. Like, I love how simultaneously I got the freaky ass vampire bitches on my mind on top of this emotional goodbye with father and daughter. Make it make sense that these two sides are just as entertaining. Like, fuck, we had like oonga boonga action that was amazing, but fuck that shit. I'm thinking about the titty swinging and the goodbye daughter scene. Love it. You let me know what you thought down below in this week's episode. Now, I did check out a couple episodes. I didn't watch the full things, but I watched like half of like episode 6 and episode 11. I don't remember which episodes, but I said last week I'm going to go back and watch a little bit of season 1 because people are like, oh, the beginning of season 1 was good. It was just in the middle. I'm not saying season 2 doesn't look better, but it's not like this insane jump, right? You're not going from fucking One Punch Man season 3 to One Punch Man season 2, you know what I mean? Like, I do truly believe people overreacted, and the only reason season 1 got shit on so much is because it was popular at the time to hate on Mappa. It was not even close to being mid. There might have been some moments that were bad or, mediocre, but nah, they were grifting for dumbass reasons. That's why you should listen to me. I'm just talking about titty swinging in your face. Much more healthy. Your thoughts are down below. Drop a like, share, support, subscribe if you're new around here, ring that bell, and yes, Patreon, full live reactions and exclusives like, hey, I love to give video shoutouts to my patrons because they make these videos possible. All right, so today we got Paul Tar, Claire, A, Edvar, Golden Angel, Ashura, Thrilled Axis 709, and we also have Proof Space. So I appreciate the support. Please take care. Have a good one.